Welcome back to the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre here in Albury for NBL1 action. It is the Southern Vale home Bandits playing host to the Eltham Wildcats, and it's of course brought to you by the SSNA Club in Albury. For our Eltham listeners, well, if you are visiting the Albury area, make sure you go and check out the SSNA Club. Whether it's being at the basketball on a Saturday night, you can head there afterwards, catch all the live entertainment from in the studio, or you can head to the locker room. There's the sporting galore, the biggest possible screen you're likely to see, and to go and check out all the action there of live sport. Or if it takes your fancy, you can check out one of a number of restaurants there as well for some fine dining. That is the SSNA Club in Albury. Steve Murphy, Jade Kolf in commentary, the Kolf man, and tonight, well, we come in with two sides that are pretty even on the ladder. Can't get much more even than that. The Bandits sit in 16th position with 6 wins, 10 losses. It's the same record for Eltham, who sit in 15th position. And at 94% for the Bandits, 96% for Eltham. So not much between these two sides on paper. Now, both sit 2 games outside the top 8. The Bandits, with a favourable draw on the way home, the highest ranked side they play sits in 8th. So the Bandits realistically could get the 4 wins and push up, but even then it would be unlikely to make that playoff spot. For Eltham, their season goes on the line too, so you can pretty much mathematically put a line through the loser tonight. They definitely do not play finals this year.
Yeah, thanks, Murph. Very happy to be here. Lauren Jackson Sports Centre, NBL1 competition. I guess what you're saying is, Murph, this one's very similar to the women's match that we just watched, which was very, very enthralling, where, as you said, put a line through the loser of tonight's contest. And coming into this one, I just want to see whether this Bandits can, defensively dominate the glass and play some defence. We know that they can put up a lot of points, but defensively they've been a real liability so far this year, and that's why they're sitting around about that 15th, 16th on the NBL1 ladder. And as for Eltham, well, that looks like, taking a look at the warm-ups here, they've only dressed about 8 players, so yeah. They're very thin with their bench, so I don't know how that's going to work out for them. But either way, very interested in this one. It should be an intriguing contest. There's a few storylines going on, but the main one being whoever loses tonight, as you said, put a line through them. Their season is over and they can look to rebuild for season 2020. Yeah,
so they do have a number of injuries there. They're walking wounded, as the Eltham Wildcats told me prior to the game. So a number of players won't be in the lineup. Ben Roldrum, Adam Doyle, Jeremy McKay, Grandy Gray. So a number of players won't be in their lineup tonight. So, yeah, a little thin in terms of that. But still, nonetheless, it may galvanise the team. Coming up against the Bandits side, which is minus one of their stars as well, in Manny Malou, who's attracted a bit of interest around the NBL circles. He's certainly a dead-set talent, no question about that. Injured very early on in that game last week, which hurt the Bandits. He was on fire very early on, and then I think he might have put 4 points up very early in the contest and then just filled it out of the game with an injury. It looked like it's either an ankle or a foot injury with him. So no Manny Malou tonight, which will be a huge blow.
Yeah, absolutely a huge blow. We know what he brings to the table. Plenty of flexibility from Manny Malou. About 6'8", 6'9", very impressive wingspan, can do some scoring, plays great defence, handles the ball very well. So his versatility will be missed. But in saying that, the bottom line tonight is, can this Southern Vale home Border Bandits, can they play adequate defence and show that they can do it? Because if they can't, they'll be in another shootout, and we've seen how those shootouts have gone so far this year. They've been on the receiving end of the majority of them, and their season will be over. So defensive rebounding and hard-nosed defence for mine. I'll be looking for that, and if they can't serve that up, well, I think that it's time for this Border Bandits team to start planning for next season.
So not too far off start. Missing a fair bit of quality out of their lineup for this game. I mean, we run through them. Gray's averaging 16 points, Waldron 11 points, Doyle 19, McKay 13. None of those players are out here on the floor tonight. They've lost basically 4 of their top 5 scorers. The one man that is out there in the number 2, Josh Sykes, will have to burden a lot of that. He's averaging 14 points this year. will have to be a definite key ingredient. Apart from him, I mean, Justin Ava, I think, is the other guy that's probably averaging the points. 7 points he's averaged this year. So they're going to have to find something offensively tonight. Otherwise, they're going to really battle against the Bandits team that's one of the best offensively. Forget where they are in the ladder position. Offensively, they're one of the best in the competition.
Yeah, very, very dynamic offensively. So the Wildcats will be stretched. A lot of pressure on the starting five to deliver tonight. And we talk about the fitness and conditioning side of things all the time, Murph. Well, the Wildcats, will see what they're made of tonight as we're about to tip off. Things underway.
It's a different looking starting five for the Bandits as well. We're going to have to re-tip it off here. It's a different starting five for the Bandits. Singh Kirak in the 8 is starting on, so too McKay. So not often a little bit of a change, but we're underway after a false start, and this time the Bandits come up with it. Singh Kirak receives it, and straight into big Josh McKay. Passes across, Singh Kirak. Big Shakuk Ruyak, the man they call Shaq. Famous basketball name, and it's tapped away here by Sykes. In fact, it's tapped away by the Bandits. It'll be a visitor's ball, and it's going to go to the possession of Magby Gore. Look forward to calling him tonight across to Whelan. And now Sykes. Like I said, so much burden on that man's shoulders you'd fancy tonight, and that's why. Quality move opens the scoring.
Oh, quality move, all right. Wowee, that was very, very slippery there from Sykes. Very impressive start from him.
McKay looking for Singh Kirak. Sykes comes up with it. Drives up, shielded away by Ava. And knocked away, and it'll be a Bandits ball. Good defense by Josh McKay.
Yeah, Josh McKay, well-deserved start tonight. He had a good impact there. The last home game, some long-range shooting, hard-nosed D.
Bosley for 3, Kenja Bosley. Starts with a big 3, not for the first time this season. And for the SSNA club, we're underway here, 8:57 remaining in the first. 3 to the Bandits, 2 to Eltham.
Yeah. Bosley's still working his way back after that serious ankle injury.
Number 0, Sam Whelan. Back across to Ava, puts up the shot, and that's good for 3. Responds at the other end, back out to a 2-point lead to the visitors. Bosley, little floater, is no good. Comes down, taken away by Magby Gore. And now in the possession of Ava. Magby Gore, Whelan, Ava. Well, looking for Bradbury. Singh Kirak out of his weight division, comes up with it. Drives hard. And Shakuk Ruyak, Magby ball. Feeds off to Whelan. In fact, it's Ava. Now Whelan goes into Sykes. Sykes against McKay. Solid move. Jones comes up with it. Flicked out. Singh Kirak. So Bosley in the Jones. Shakuk Ruyak elects for the 3. No good. McKay comes up with the offensive rebound. This is Singh Kirak for 3. Off the backboard. Sykes comes up with it. And dishes across to Ava. And now Whelan. So, not a clinical start by any stretch of the imagination to this one, as Whelan puts up the 3 shot. And Jones comes up with it. Both sides struggling offensively just at the minute. Ruyak out to Singh Kirak. Puts a little floater up off the glass, is good, and it counts. We're tied up at 5 apiece.
Yeah, that's a tough move right there, Murph. He was moving left at high speed as we've got a turnover, and he's everywhere at the moment.
Yeah, Singh Kirak having a good start to the game, starting on. Of course, no Manny Malou tonight. David George also starting off on the pine. Been a bit of a change in the Bandit structure. Jones puts up the 2, misses. And Sykes is fouled against Josh McKay. Good to see McKay starting on the floor. We love the man's energy. It's a very popular player of the team is Josh McKay. Now Whelan Drives to the paint. Whelan just parted through a couple of bandits and makes it count.
Yeah, he certainly did. Tough move there from Whelan. Got a nice little kiss off the glass. He's got his hands full tonight trying to guard this man, Kenjar Bosley. In the corner for three. That is beautiful shooting. Sinkeriak nails the three from the corner.
Gotta love the shack. Whelan throws into the shin of Josh McKay.
He certainly did.
The bow and arrow, very much accustomed to that here at the stadium of Sinkeriak. Whelan into the paint. Nice ball to Magbigor.
Beautiful pass from Whelan. He was dancing out there at the top of the key outside the area there, but got himself in the lane. Was in a bit of trouble, but a beautiful bounce pass.
Bosley. Jones on the board now at the other end. Torrin Jones' first points of the night.
Nice, a turnover.
Sinkeriak for three. Misses it. Comes up with a rebound against Sykes. Now Bosley. Bosley drives under the hoop. Reverse layup. Draws the contact. Doesn't count, but will go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, very hard to keep that man in front of you defensively. When he takes off and commits to going to the rack, it's like he shoots out of a cannon. And as we said before, he's slowly been getting back to his explosive best after that. Well, I guess you could say it was a serious ankle injury. They estimated it 4 to 5 weeks when he did it. I believe he only missed 2. So he's been working his way back ever since. The scoring numbers have dropped from his explosive start to the season, but still can put up numbers very, very quickly.
Bandits in the lead, 5:21 remaining for the SSNA club in the opening term. And Bosley doesn't get it to go. Sykes taps it down to Whelan, who stepped out, according to the referee, so it'll be a Bandits ball. They lead by 2.
Deborah George has checked into the game, Murph. Normally starting in the backcourt, but...
Yeah, last couple of games. Last week they had the same thing, didn't they? But he had a massive effect coming on. He definitely looked offensively the best player out there.
Yep.
Bailey Lloyd checks in. He had a good game last week as well for the Bandits.
Fantastic game, Bailey. You look to continue that tonight as Kenjar Bosley from long range.
I was going to say, he was landing those in the warm-up, Kenjar, and he's almost getting a steal here. Not quite. Ava comes up with it. Yeah, Bosley was landing a couple of those. Just watched him in the warm-up earlier. And now Sykes drives underneath, puts it up off the glass, doesn't get it to go. Jones comes up with a rebound, and big Torrin Jones, the beast, drives up, tries to feed inside. Well, goes himself, draws the contact against Ava, the foul. Big Jones to go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, the big junkyard dog goes coast to coast all the way. Don't see that often, but this man's been very solid this year for the Bandits outfit. He's gotten better and better from the games that we've seen here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. He's had a couple of monster games on the road as well.
We're averaging 21 alongside Kenjar Bosley for the 2 leading scorers for the Bandits this season. 50% he goes from this range and lands both buckets. The Bandits just click away to a 7-point lead here midway through the opening term. Ava to Sykes, and Sykes just tips it in nicely for a couple of points. So he's got his night moving along already up to 4.
Yeah, he's super athletic. Josh Sykes.
Again, deja vu for Kenjar. Sykes a finger tipper. Lloyd with the ball. And now back to Bosley and floats one up and gets it to go. Kenjar Bosley. Sykes flicks it in. Ava back across to Sykes. Very relaxed sort of build up this by the Wildcats down the floor. Whelan switches back to the right. Out to Sykes, who's open. He puts up the 3 and lands it. Nothing but net.
I'll tell you who's relaxed, Murph, is Josh Sykes. Gee whiz. He is as relaxed as they come as he knocks that three-pointer down. Deborah George in some trouble.
Well,
to Jones, and they
nice move.
Get an easy bucket. But yeah, Josh Sykes, gee whiz, he's relaxed.
Flicks it out. Bradbury. Fair bit of size about that man. Ava. Magbigor. Over Whelan. Sykes. Well, taken away, Deborah George. Gets the 3 range. Out to Lloyd. Here is Sekukariak for a second 3 of the night. Doesn't go. Sykes quickly up to Whelan. So a lot of get and go by the Wildcats. Fast movement. Driving here. The reverse layup is good by Ava. Makes it count.
Yeah, tough move there from Justin Ava. Went underneath with the reverse. Once he got the step, Deborah George trying to work out. Oh, nice little dump off pass there. That's a goaltend. That
Really,
will be a goaltend, that one.
Interesting by George, but he was just playing around with a defensive setup there.
And some casual play going on out there by a couple of key players. 22-16 with 3 minutes left in the first period, and a bit of a press here from the Bandits as we've got a timeout.
Timeout to the Bandits for the SSNA club in Albury. Our first timeout. 2:59 remain in the opening term. Bandits 22, Eltham 16. High scoring feel about this one early.
Yeah, high scoring feel. Kenjar Bosley, he's back in destruction mode. He's got quick fire 9 points, and when he's in that kind of mode, he can put up 40. As I said before, yeah, Josh Sykes, he's got 7 points. He showed a little bit of outside and inside game as well. He's super athletic. Very, very casual the way he goes about it so far. But as I said, he's not the only one, but both teams just feeling their way through this one here. And if with 3 minutes to go in the first period, if this is any indication, we're in for another high-scoring affair, Murph. I think anyone's upwards of 110 points to win this ball game. Not much defence on offer.
Bosley's made a fast start. 9 points already up on the board. 7 for Sykes. They're the two leading offensively on the floor so far tonight.
It'll be interesting to see from the Wildcats. Look, they're really going to have find someone there to have a monster game, I think, to get over the line tonight or be in the ball game come the fourth period. From what I've seen so far, it looks like Josh Sykes, he needs to be super aggressive, look to score every time he gets it, and play huge minutes.
So finding his way onto the floor now for the Wildcats is Yamuni. Now this is Sykes driving out wide. Ava. Yamuni for 3. Puts it up. Misses. And George, well, fast pass in there. No look. Trying to go to Jones. Didn't catch out. And Yamuni gives to Ava. He drives to the paint. And Ava makes it count off the glass. Closes the margin back to 4. George again trying to go to Jones. Keeps it in. Back to Deborah George. Gives to Sekuk. Around to Sinkirak for 3. Bradbury comes up with it. Both sides a little relaxed at times with their ball handling tonight.
Very, very relaxed, Murph, I think.
Yeah, Mooney and Ava. Eventually Ava getting the shot away. Comes down, Sykes comes up with it. Wildcats struggling to get it in the hole for the moment. This is Bradbury. Bradbury. And lands it. I think the crowd wanted to travel. No call.
Yeah, big Simon Bradbury got the ball down there. The mismatch on Deborah George and got the roll as Mulder fires for 3. That's going to miss. Junkyard Dog rebound. Riak on the floor. Bradbury picks it up. And the Wildcats are on the move.
Yeah, Mooney up, gets out to 3 range, looks to give it back across and does exactly that to Ava, who's had, well, we spoke about Sykes, but Ava having just as big influence at the moment on the game as Sykes drives to the bucket and lands it around the rim for another 2.
Yeah,
and we are tied up.
Power move from Sykes.
Just over a minute to go for the SSNA club. Deborah George, his first points. Coming to the party, Deborah George. 1 minute just under to go in the term. Bandits lead by that bucket 3. Yamuni brings it up court. Couple of changes imminent for the visitors. Ava puts it up and is fouled as he puts up the shot and will go to the line for 3.
Yeah, Molnar come from behind. Plenty of body contact there. Easy call for the referee who was on the spot. Molnar will be disappointed with that, but a chance here for the Wildcats to tie this thing up. And I think if one word was to describe this contest thus far, it would be relaxed.
Yeah, but both, yeah, does definitely seem that way.
Very relaxed, almost like a bit of a training run, just running through drills, a little bit, both teams a little bit careless with the ball. The intensity's not what we've seen so far this year in some games. That's okay, nothing wrong with that, but you just get a vibe that the feeling is, with the crowd as well, they're trying to work out, okay, really what's going on out here, I guess.
So Ava misses the first, makes the second count. And lands the next as well. So Ava does check out of the game now. Checking in is David Shafford. Checks in for his first run of the night. We've got under 45 to play. The Bandits by 1. Wildcats will get the ball back. High scoring opening term here. David George flicks it up. Torrin Jones for a bit of party time. And here is Molnar for 3. Misses. After all of that, the Wildcats do come up with it, or do they? Bradbury gives across, and now Sykes gets on the end of it by Shafford. Feeds it out wide for Yamuni. There's under 20 to play. Tries to flick it, and a turnover again. Sinkirak gives to Torrin Jones. Drives to the bucket off the glass. The Bandits lead by 3. We have under 10 to play. And we are going to have... referees are going to get together here. Do we have a substitution or a timeout? Neither.
We've got a technical foul, is that right? Is that what the call is there?
And it is too. So, has been called, quite correct, Colfman.
And Deborah George, I believe.
So, Yamuni, well, I'm not too sure. They seem to be pointing towards Torrin Jones. So anyway, Yamuni misses the first. And gets the second. So the Wildcats will have the ball for one last time in the opening term. 8 seconds remain for the SSNA club, 27-25. Can Eltham tie it up? Can they possibly take the lead? Sykes with it, drives into the paint, puts the shot up, draws the no offensive foul is the call. So the bucket no good in any case, and with 5 seconds left, the Bandits will get a chance to extend their own lead.
Yeah, Josh McKay stepped in there. He likes to do the dirty work, and he gets rewarded by having a bit of a rest here to round out the first period, but he stepped in there as Sykes came flying in. There was contact, and that man, Mr. Relaxed himself, Sykes, will go have a seat on the bench to round out the period as well, as Deborah George flies down the court looking to get a shot off. Gets it up, elevates, blocked away. And that'll round out period number 1 in what has been a very casual and relaxed first period from both teams. Bandits 27 and the Eltham Wildcats 25. Murph, what's your take on that so far?
Yeah, for the SSNA club, a high-scoring affair. We're in for both sides to get above 100 if this continues. Just taking through some of those stats in the first, and the percentages are up for Eltham.
Yeah, we take a look at those numbers there. Eltham Wildcats shooting lights out, 67% from the floor, 10 of 15. The Bandits at 40. 33% from long range for the Bandits from three-point territory, 40% for the Wildcats. Rebounds, Eltham leading that category, 12-9. Blocks 2 for the Wildcats. Assists quite even, 5 assists to 3 in favour of the Bandits. And we'll take a look at the scoring leaders. We've got Kenjar Bosley on 9 points. Ava for the Wildcats on 9. Rebounding, big junkyard dog, Torrin Jones on 3. And that man, Mr. Relaxed himself, Josh Sykes on 4. And assist leaders, Kenjar Bosley with 2. And Whelan with 3 in what has been a very relaxed and casual affair thus far after one period.
Yeah, not much in way of ball security, has there been? It's been just really loose on both ends. One gets a stop at the other end, and the fast play, or almost a miracle ball at times. So it really hasn't panned out too well at all. So both sides would no doubt want to be settling down a little bit, but in saying that, offensively, both up at about 27-25 in this opening quarter. It is the Eltham Wildcats trailing. They sit in 15th position with 6 wins and 10 losses. The Bandits, with the same record, 6 wins, 10 losses, sit in 16th position.
And the scoreline really tells the tale of what we expected here. Both squads are very similar on the NBL1 ladder, say in the same area, around about mid-table, a little bit below, probably mid-table. And look, if defence is going to be something that's not to be seen, we expect plenty of points, and we expect it to be close. And that shows that we're probably going to have an entertaining contest. Intensity is down. Okay, we're not used to seeing that, but it just is what it is right now, and we'll see what's dished up in quarter number 2.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll live. David Schaff at the start with the inbound ball from the side for the Wildcats. Just about set to get underway. Bandits looked in control for most of the first, but Eltham had a very good last couple of minutes to close that gap. It is for the SSNA club in Albury. We commence the second quarter action here from the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre here in Albury, named after Australia's and the world's greatest ever female player in Lauren Jackson. And we do have some issue with the scoreboard. Not sure whether it's a correct foul count or so a slight delay to the second period here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. It is the home team, the Bandits, leading 27. The visitors, the Eltham Wildcats, 25. And just the foul on Ava, I think they wanted to put up, or they've subtracted. The foul count is being reset, I think. And now we're right, we're good. We're set to get underway. We finally have play. Bradbury back around to Shafford. Big block by Torrin Jones. George gives to Kenja Bosley. 9 points in the opening term. Flicks it out to Molnar. The two boys not working in sync. It'll be a Wildcats ball.
Yeah, Molnar was slashing to the rim. Bosley thought he was going to be in the corner for the 3. Miscommunication, turnover.
Quick ball comes back in across to Bradbury, flicks across to Yamuni, loses it. And now again,
up we go, go and get a big guy. The Junkyard Dog elevates and throws it down. You could see that from a mile away.
But again, just some of the, I don't think Kenja was expecting the pass by David George either at that stage. Anyway, it turns out okay. Magbigor gets in the paint, puts the shot up, doesn't go. Bradbury gets it tapped away. The foul called on Torrin Jones.
Yeah, Torrin Jones thought he got away with that one there. Referee Robert Rice right here. He does not miss much, that man. One of the best referees in the NBL1 competition, and the big Junkyard Dog can do nothing but smile on that one.
Yamuni to toss it back into play. 29-25, Bandits by 4. The 3, well, Shafford tried the 3, blocked by Jones. Here is Jared Molnar. Molnar out wide. Bosley for 3. Double figures, 12 for the evening for that man.
The lead is to 7. A little bit concerning here for the Wildcats. They want to settle things down.
Yeah, Mooney. Out wide, this is Lee into Bradbury. Touch comes off Jones. again, there's not a lot of ball security out there at the moment. Both teams still happy just to toss the thing around.
Yeah, big Bradbury down there is really struggling to get involved in this contest. They've tried to get a few passes into him, but big Tyron Jones is wearing him like a glove. They need to find some avenues to score.
Magby Gore, he's one of those. Reverse layup. Bradbury this time too strong.
Oh, the big man can't miss those ones, the 7-footer. As Bosley to the rack, there's a foul surely, and it's called.
Go to the line for a couple. Kenja. He's going at 44% from free throw line this season. 21 points his average. He's been right up there with the best of the scorers for the season. Led for a large part of the year. 4 rebounds a game as well for that man. So he's had a good season, the man from Kentucky.
He certainly has. One thing he can do is put up very, very big numbers. And he makes the first. And just before that, big Simon Bradbury for the Wildcats. He missed a, well, safe to say it wasn't just a gettable layup, it was a gimme. And when you're 7 foot, you can't be missing those ones there. He'd be disappointed with that. He's struggling to get into this contest, and with Josh Sykes, Mr. Relaxed himself on the bench, where's the scoring going to come from?
The SSNA club, this is Yamuni passing across. Magby Gore back to Yamuni. Guarded by Sinkirak, back across. This is with a possession of Shafford. Shafford puts up the shot, no good. Bosley comes up with a rebound. Like I said, he averages 4 a game of those. Back across to Lloyd. Deborah George behind the back to Sinkirak. Jones pickpocketed away, well taken by Lee. Yamuni quickly up the floor on the right wing. Checks himself, spins inside. Beautiful move by Yamuni.
Yeah, tough move there from Christian Yamuni. Fast feet as Deborah George looks to answer. Off to Jones, and there's a foul, and they're going to give him 2 shots, but back on Yamuni there. What a nice move.
Magby Gore picks up his first personal of the evening. Second personal, I should say.
Yeah, any kind of foul trouble, Murph, is going to definitely hurt the Wildcats tonight. Their rotation already is short, as you said before the telecast, decimated by some injuries. And we've got Magby Gore is, oh, he's still out there, but he does have 2 fouls, so he needs to watch that there as Jones misses the first one. That's a poor one from him. As Mr. Relaxed himself, Josh Sykes checks back in.
He's missed both. And Magby Gore comes up with it and gives to Will and back across to this man Sykes. So 9 points for the night to Sykes. He leads the way for the Wildcats along with Ava. It drives to the bucket, draws the contact, and immediately makes an impact.
Gee whiz. A little bit of razzle-dazzle from that man. He got to his left. And any time he gets left, from what I've seen so far, it's lights out.
Given who the Wildcats are missing tonight, Colf, you think this man has to put up 30 plus?
Totally agree, Murph. Totally agree.
Tonight.
And he needs to be super aggressive on the offensive end.
Bosley out wide to Lloyd. Here's Riak, Jones, Sinkirak, Bosley. Out wide, Lloyd. Now Sinkirak. Eventually they get an open shot. It doesn't go. Tipped back by Riak to Jones and puts in the floater. No good. Sykes comes up with it to Whelan. And now to Ava. Ava against Lloyd. Out wide, Lee, Whelan. Magby Gore parts through the seas. Nice move off the glass for a couple.
There's that defense again, or lack thereof. That was soft defense. The rotation wasn't there. Easy layup from that man. Magby Gore. Lead down to 2 as Bosley looks to settle things down. Bailey Lloyd.
Sinkirak, last touch off Sykes, I reckon it was. It'll be a Bandits ball, 33-31. Eltham making enough nuisance of themselves. The Bandits keep threatening to get out to a bit of a lead, but Eltham just managed to hang around and respond at the other end.
6 on the clock, the little teardropper, no good. That'll be a charge, and we're going the other way as that man stepped in, Sykes. as we just spoke about, and Sykes does have 11 Murph, so with 6:30 left in this contest here, he's well on track to get above that 30 plus, which we both agree he needs to if the Wildcats are going to steal one on the road here.
Well, he's averaging 14 this year, so he's going to blow that out the water, you would suggest. Tossing back into Willen. Just the issue. Ava coming along for the party at the moment. How many of his mates can continue to do it offensively? You know, the Bandits have plenty of firepower in that division. Lee, Willen. Into Sykes. Sykes, the fadeaway jumper. No good. And Riak takes it away. 6 minutes remain. 6:05 remain. Lloyd for 3.
Whoa.
And, well, off the backboard if you don't mind.
Banks are open. Bailey Lloyd has a smile on his face there. I don't know if he called glass on that one, but he will take it happily.
Magpie Gore.
Oh, turnover. Full court press, putting the Wildcats into a frenzy. And Magbagor has that one trickle out of bounds, and Kenjar Bosley looks to take advantage as the Bandits go through their set. Kenjar off the pick and roll, gets in the lane, kicks it out. Bailey Lloyd to the rack. Oh, get it out of here.
Big Sykes.
Big Sykes says, no, not in here. Take that with ya. And Bailey Lloyd will think twice about going back in there again.
For the SSNA club, Yamuni checks in, checking out Magbigor. Inbound ball, Lloyd goes to Bosley. 5 points, the Bandits lead. Sinkirak in the paint for 2. Doesn't go. Jones, well, kind of got the rebound. Sakuk, Riak, Torrin Jones. The latter ends up getting the points, Jones. Yamuni, Lee, out wide. Ava is open for a 3, overshot it. Bosley up the court. Doesn't want to slow things up, puts up his own 3, misses. Yamuni takes it away. Flicks it across to Lee. And now Whelan. Open. Ava from the opposite side this time misses. Bosley again with a rebound, so doing well in that division tonight. Lloyd open for 3, misses. Lee taps it back, both sides. Offensively a little cold at the moment. The foul called on Sinkirak here against Ava.
Yeah, 38-31, 4:35 left in the second period as Coach Chalmers looks to swing the moves. Big Junkyard Dog will take a break.
Deborah George checking back into the contest, along with Josh McKay. Sinkirak and Torrin Jones out.
Sinkirak's been good. He's been chipping away. Some long-range shooting, tough defense. That's what he brings to the table.
Ava into Sykes. Sykes against Sakuk Riak. Sykes misses. Sakuk gets the rebound, tapped away by Sykes, and then Whelan threw it straight into Sakuk Riak. Ava ends up coming up with it, so the Wildcats do get it back. Out wide for Yamuni. On ball to Ava. Whelan. Lee across to Ava, out wide. Whelan's open here, puts up the shot for 3, and it's good. It's good, lands it, cuts the margin back to 4 points, 38-34 with 3:52 remaining.
Great play from the Wildcats as they're digging in, they're hanging tough. Deborah George looks to get inside. A little bit of razzle-dazzle dribble off to McKay. What a move, Deborah George. Impressive handles from that man.
Bandits up to 40 now. Still plenty of time remaining in the half. Sykes out wide. Whelan for 2 in a row for 3, misses. Gets his rebound, could have thrown it back out wide. Ava was open, went himself and missed. Deborah George. George in the paint, puts it up, draws the contact, will go to the line. Foul goes against the 8 in Ava. Yep. Justin Ava.
Yeah, Deborah George gets the ball in that area there. If he's able to get into the paint area, there's a little bit of a hesitation dribble. He's either going to dish and give an assist to a teammate, or he's going to score. And you've just got to keep him out of that area there. He is far too experienced and far too much of a seasoned campaigner to not hurt any ball club in this competition once he gets into that area. And he's starting to get a little bit of a flow going on, Deborah George. Coming off the bench today, he moves along to 4 points, but it's getting inside that painted area, which makes him lethal.
Deborah George lands it. So 42-34, 8 points the lead. Bennett's yet to get out to a double-figure margin. Yamuni, Sykes, Yamuni. Back across, Whelan. Now Ava drives to the left on the paint. Lee open. Here is Yamuni for three. A big bucket. Cuts it back to 5 points.
Impressive ball movement there from the Wildcats. They were patient. They swung it around.
George out wide. Sakuk Riak for three. For the other end response, tipped in by Jared Molnar.
Yeah, no box out there. Jared Molnar cleaning up. There's Mr. Relax.
Mr. Relax.
Sykes, he throws it away, and he goes down for the count.
And Sakuk Riak looks injured.
Sakuk Riak
as well.
Takes a knock to the knee. He gets up hobbling.
Appears to be okay.
It's all right as Josh Sykes, what comes to the table with that man. Very relaxed the way he goes about it. Very athletic, but sometimes sloppy play can creep in. But he's being aggressive. That's what they need tonight, the Wildcats. Otherwise, they were going to pull up short in this one.
George gets the screen by McKay, flicks it across to Molnar, not before touching a Wildcat hand. Molnar, and counts and the foul. Jared Molnar, nice move. Bandits' margin goes out to 9 and now can reach double figures with Jared Molnar's shot to come.
Yeah, Molnar like that one there, slashing to the rim. Normally he's the three-point shooter on the wing, but says, you know what, I can get to the rack as well. Count it and the foul. A little bit of a celebration there from Molnar. He was happy with that one. He won't be happy with that foul shot, but it goes back to Bosley and a 4-point swing there for the Bandits.
Out to 11 for the SSNA club. 2 minutes remaining in the first. Lee drives against McKay. Lee flicks it out to Whelan. Wide for Ava. Drives around Molnar. Ava out wide. Whelan. Just gets the shot away on the shot clock, but doesn't count. The Bandits come up with another stop. Bosley for three. Kenja Bosley. Now starting to put some separation in the match. The Bandits, they're out by 14.
Yeah, that'll be a timeout for the Wildcats. They've seen enough. They want to talk it over. The lead, as you said, Murph, out to 14.
That shot actually landed in the hoop as well.
Oh, I didn't actually see that.
Actually
that went in
as well. So, but it won't count, of course. The timeout called for the SSNA club here. 1:31 remaining, and Golf Man, the Bandits are just putting a bit of breathing space in this one.
Yeah, a bit of breathing space. As I said, 51 points. It's it's all about offense right now, and as we expected with the depleted squad of the Wildcats, they are struggling to find avenues to score. If it's not, if it's not that man Josh Sykes, that's really trying to find out who it's going to be. Sykes continues to try to be aggressive, and I love the way he goes about it. He's very calm and casual the way he goes about his business, but Kenja Bosley's got 18 points, and if he's bombing away and shooting well from long range, he can put up 35 plus. We've seen him do it time and time again so far this year, and if he's hot, and one of the other two guys of Torrin Jones or Deborah George, they have a good game as well. This Bandits team are hard to beat. Defense is not going to play a big one in this. If it's going to be a scoring contest, then advantage to the Border Bandits, advantage to the home team, Murph.
So guys coming back out on the floor. And in the opening half, it's 51-37 for the SSNA club. Whelan with it. Wildcats need a response. Back around to Lee. And now in the possession of Shafford. Back to Bradbury. Now Lee. Whelan. Ava for three. Misses. Bosley comes up with it. Drives it up court. Bandits comfortable lead in this one. Back across. Deborah George underneath the rim. Kenja comes up with it. Draws the contact that won't count, but he'll go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, there's that tandem, that explosive backcourt tandem. Deborah George and Kenja Bosley going to work. And when they are in the right frame of mind, they are a real handful for any squad in this NBL1 competition, let alone a depleted Eltham Wildcats. They are hanging tough here, but they are hanging on for dear life right now. Down 14 with a couple of foul shots for Kenja Bosley. And he makes the first, takes his tally along to 19. And he's on track for 40. Shot number 2. Trickles in, gets the roll on that one there. Lead to 16. 1 minute left, second period. Let's see what the Wildcats can come up with.
It's really got away from the Wildcats, hasn't it? David Shafford. Whelan. Keep saying they've lost so much scoring power tonight. They're the walking wounded. Bandits have got them at a pretty good time, but at the same stage, very at their best. They can compete with anyone in this competition, the Bandits. If they were able to get to the playoffs, they would certainly possess enough firepower to cause some headaches. They would need 4 wins from their last 4 games to have any chance at all, as Bradbury puts up the shot and misses. Sakukariak with the ball up the floor with 30 seconds remaining. Possibly the last time the Bandits will get it. Molnar puts up a 3. Misses. McKay stolen away by Ava. Flicks it across. Back in board. A little floater by Shafford. Taken by Ava. Whelan is open, I should say. Doesn't take the shot. And then almost taken away by Mola. Whelan gets it back. Bradbury out wide for Lee. We've got just around about 6 seconds left in the term, in the half, and Deborah George lands it in. And that'll run out the clock. The Bandits with a massive lead here at halftime, 55-37. They're out by 18 in a really good position for the SSNA club in Albury.
Yeah, the lead's blown out to 18, and the Wildcats, they'll be disappointed with that. Things slipping away, and their depleted stocks with their squad with the injuries are starting to take their toll as they need to find another gear. As we take a look at some of the numbers there, Murph, the field goal percentage, the Bandits shooting at 47% from the field to the Wildcats 43. The three-point shooting very even. Very good from both teams, 37% for the Bandits, 36 for the Wildcats. The rebounding, the Bandits lead by 6, 27-21. Blocks even, 2-3 in favour of the Wildcats. Assists, 10 assists to the Bandits, 6 to the Wildcats. And turnovers, the turnover count's starting to get out of control for the Wildcats. They've turned it over 12 times. That's starting to hurt them. The Bandits only turned it over 6. And we take a look at the scoring leaders. It's that man, Kenja Bosley, exploding with 20 points. It's that man, Sykes, for the Wildcats with 11. Rebounding leaders, Torrin Jones 7, Sykes with 5, and the assists, Kenja Bosley with 5, and that man Whelan with 4. Overall, 18 points. Things have slipped away, and hopefully the Wildcats can come out in the third period, Murph, and make a ball game of this. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night.
So it is half-time here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. We'll take a break for the SSNA club in Albury, our broadcast partners, and come back and see whether the Wildcats can get their teeth back into this contest. Welcome back to the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre here in Albury. At half-time, it is the Southern Vale home Bandits leading 55 to Eltham 37. It was pretty close throughout the match, but throughout the opening half, really, Bandits maybe up by half a dozen points at any given time. But certainly the last 4 minutes of the contest, the Bandits just put light years between the two, went on a bit of a scoring run, and have got themselves out to this very, very handy buffer. It is brought to you, of course, our broadcast tonight for the SSNA Club in Albury. If you are from Eltham and visiting the area, make sure you go and check out the SSNA Club. Massive locker room. If you're going to go and see live sport, and I can tell you there is no better place on the border to go and watch it than at the SSNA Club. Go and check it out. It's a regular of Jade Kolf and Steve Murphy in commentary. You won't be disappointed. Kolf, man, the Bandits fans certainly not disappointed tonight. The Bandits putting up some healthy numbers. Kenja Bosley leading the way with 20 at half-time. And across the board on the other side of things, well, Josh Sykes has to burden so much for the Eltham side tonight. He has 11 points at the moment, but it is all to do for the visitors.
Yeah, it certainly is all to do for the visitors, Murph. They are depleted coming in here to the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium against this, this offensively high-powered Bandits outfit, and they've put up 55 after the first half, so they are well on track to go over 100 plus. Not much defense in this one. But the Wildcats need to find some offensive punch very, very quickly. And it's that man, Josh Sykes, who is going to have to play the majority of the minutes in this second half, because I'm yet to see where that firepower is going to come from. They are battling and they are scrapping the Wildcats, and they are holding on for dear life. They need to do something here the first 3 to 4 minutes of the third period, or this one could be over.
So the Bandits to start with the ball. Inbound ball to come via Sinkirak across to Bosley. And we start with the Bandits. 18 points in front. The third quarter brought to you by the SSNA Club in Albury. This is across to, Sikukriak around to Bosley. Inboard, Jones. Sinkirak is good. Sinkirak lands it. And the Bandits start with 2 points at a 20-point margin now, the biggest of the game.
Yeah, that was way too easy there coming out. Sykes looks to go to work.
Magby Gore, that's good off the glass for a couple.
Any easy buckets they can get in there, they need to take. They'll be happy with that one there.
Bosley looking for some big numbers tonight. So Kukuriak, well, not sure what you call that, but it's found its way to Josh McKay for 3. Whelan. Driving around Kenja Bosley. Well done by Whelan. Now Bradbury puts up the 2 a little strong. Taken by Jones away to Bosley. Then brings it up the floor. Floats inside. Back across. Sinkirak. Well, he's trying to pass across to Jones, who I know wasn't expecting it.
Well, big Tyron Jones there was getting into rebound position. He thought that shot was going up from Sinkirak, but wasn't to be. Those guys definitely not on the same page during that play, and now it's that man, Mr. Relaxed Sykes himself. That is the name I have given him, by the way, for all our viewers.
It should stick. He is a relaxed man
He's
out there.
very relaxed and smooth. He's got the ball again. Let's see what he can do.
Watch this, Golf.
Oh, that was a nice move, though. He's gone down as he tweaked an ankle. He's slow to get up.
They can ill afford to lose him.
That's a charge.
Offensive foul.
Offensive foul. And
bit of a story here with Sykes behind play. Yeah. This is, they can ill afford to lose their best player out there on the floor. And he looks okay, he but a little ginger.
He's looking to wave it off, but he's not going to win that battle.
He's going to check out. And that's a blow offensively when they need points to have that man off the park, so to speak. Magby Gore. Let's toss over the top to Whelan. He's had a couple of nice moves about him. Nice feel. Kicks it into Magby Gore. Here's Whelan. Back across. Ava puts up the shot. No good. Bradbury takes it and tips it off the rim. Magby Gore. Back across. Whelan. Out wide. Lee in and just tapped away by Jones.
Yeah, they're really struggling to find any kind of offensive flow. They're just trying to piece it together. It's not looking pretty as Josh Sykes on the bench tries to walk off that ankle that he tweaked as they go inside to Bradbury, who makes a layup. He's had his struggles inside there, the big man.
This is Bosley. Caught back across, Sinkirak. And now Bosley puts up the shot, doesn't get it to go, comes back down. Flick back across and tapped away by Sinkirak, and it'll be a Wildcats ball. So back across, Whelan. Out wide. This is, well, taken away by Sakukariak. Across, Sinkirak. Back in board, across to McKay. A little fumbling, loses possession, tries to get it back, gets it. Jump ball. It'll be an Eltham ball.
Yeah, the referee saw enough there. That thing was bobbling around in there. He was like, I've had enough. We're calling it jump ball. Looking to clean things up here and a scrappy start to the second half here. Sykes still on the bench trying to find some motion in that ankle where he went down about 2 minutes ago. And they're going to have to find a way to score with him on the bench.
Maybe Whelan can provide it.
Oh, Whelan, little shake and bake and a nice little raindrop 8-foot jumper.
As in George across to Sakukariak, and that's good.
Yeah, the Wildcats having all kinds of problems stopping this high-powered offense. Is another turnover perhaps? No.
Whelan for three and misses. Bosley up floor. Drives to the paint, puts a little floater, and it's good for two.
Bosley moves to 22 points.
Whelan looks the most likely just at the moment, probably along with this man, Ava. Drives to the paint, puts it up, and lands a two at the other end. So 6 minutes right on remain. Bandits lead by 19 in the third for the SSNA club as Kenja Bosley draws some contact. And Whelan checks out for the game for Yamuni to check in, and still no Sykes off with that ankle injury.
Yeah, they're having problems stopping the ball, Murph, once the Bandits are in their offense.
To add insult to injury, Magby Gore and Sykes both have 3 personal fouls. So already the walking wounded, coming with 8 players tonight. They could be down to less than that, the way those two are travelling. Well, they are less than that at the moment with Sykes off with an ankle injury.
Yeah, the Wildcats come in with some obvious challenges with their squad, and now, as you said there, Murph, with their 2, really you would think, main avenues to score buckets with 3 fouls each, plus an injury to that man Sykes as well. They're going to have to overcome some more challenges just to really stay in this game. The lead is at 20. They need to make some inroads here and find a way to, one, score and play some defense as well. Not easy at this stage of the game.
Yamuni wants to go himself in the end, puts up a big ball, and it'll just go out. Sakukariak allows that to happen. The Bandits 21 points up here in the third. NBL1. Bandits needing to win all their last 4 games. So too Eltham, really, to play playoffs or have any chance of playing playoffs. Jones puts the shot up, misses. And the last touch comes off Eltham with Ava. It'll be a Bandits ball.
Here comes my guy Sykes checking back in. Good to see him back on the floor. He is much needed out there for this Eltham outfit.
Jones puts up a little floater. That's good for 2 points. 68-45, 23 points the Bandits go out to now. Yamuni comes up floor. Feeds across to Lee. Lee drives around the arc, feeds it back inboard. And Shafford back to Yamuni. Steps around McKay, puts up a floater off the glass, and it's good for 2. Yamuni moves along to 8 points tonight, coming off the bench. Bosley, Sakukariak for 3. Misses. Ava. Deborah George. In to Sakukariak and Torrin Jones.
Throw it down, Junkyard Dog. Ho-ho!
Lee takes on McKay. Bandits increase their lead further. Shafford. And puts the shot up for 3. That's no good. Yeah, Mooney does nicely, but taken away by Jones.
Yeah, Torrin Jones gobbles up those rebounds. He doesn't let anybody take them from him. As Deborah George, a little bit of wheeling and dealing inside to Jones. He'll look to go up. Blocked away by that man, Sykes.
70-47. Probably the only thing we really haven't seen tonight is some high-scoring range of Deborah George for the Bandits. If he gets going, the margin could get out very, very quickly. The Bandits have 8 scorers on the board so far tonight. 6 for Eltham, which isn't bad considering they've only got 8 players in the game. Molnar across to George. Back out Molnar. This is Lloyd for 2. Foot on the line, doesn't go. Ava of Eltham steps around Sakukariak, drives up. Flicks a no-look pass to Yamuni, who stepped out. According to the referee, it'll be a Bandits ball. .350 remain in the third for the SSNA club as a turnover. And Sykes does the same. Both sides have battled with this a little bit, been very relaxed in the game. Well, Jones, I don't know if he's expecting it from Deborah George. He gets fouled and will go to the line in any case.
Yeah, Deborah George looked like he was looking for his running mate, Senator Torrin Jones, there to get on the end of that alley-oop, but nonetheless, Jones mopped it up, and he goes to the line to add to his 16 points. Not one of his strengths is foul shooting, as he gets the roll on the first. Bit of a streaky foul shooter is big Torrin Jones. He has his moments where he struggles with his rhythm, but reliable in anybody's language, as that one's very short. 1 from 2.
Commentators curse there, Cole. The Wildcats, what can they muster up? Can they get themselves back in the contest, trailing by 24? Ava likes to think so. He's going to step to the paint out wide. Lee open, puts it up for 3. He misses. And Mulder comes up with it. Just a makeshift sort of offense tonight for Eltham, missing so many players. Mulder out wide to Sakukariak. And now Deborah George from way downtown. Way down. He's in the bleachers when he shot the ball.
Certainly was, Murph. Deborah George.
Oh, it's going from long range.
Pulling the trigger.
I haven't hit my driver off the tee as long as that at some stage, Golf Man.
Not only that, though, but that shot brought down rain from Deborah George. And wasn't even close to drawing iron either, Murph. Just quietly.
Ambitious, you might say.
Yeah, well, Deborah.
Ambitious.
Take a bow.
Ambitious indeed.
2:49 left in this one, Murph. 71-47. And the Bandits taking this opportunity to get plenty of minutes into some of their unheralded bench players, as that man Sykes.
Wheeling. Well, here's a chance for Schaffer. No good. Schaffer can't get it to go. Well, Ava comes up with a butt.
Foul, surely. Oh, Sykes.
Not called. Shafford again, almost taken away by George. Still, chance for more points, Eltham. Now he's blocked away. No call by the referee still.
Throws
George
it.
into
Look out
Jones.
Below. The big man, the junkyard dog, hammers it down. He moves on to 21. And Sykes, too casual once again. That's why he's Mr. Relaxed.
Mr. Relaxed.
He is as relaxed as they come as Deborah George works his way in the paint. Kicks it out. Molnar to the rack. Throws it up. Sykes.
Flicked it back with a bit of aggression. Wheeler there.
He throws it
He
away.
And this is just, it's almost like, I don't know, it's too kamikaze at the moment. It just really is out there on the floor. They're throwing away, making it really easy for the Bandits in a lot of cases.
They certainly are.
Bandits likewise getting a little bit cute as well with the ball at times. I guess you could understand with a 26-point lead, but certainly frustration from Eltham. You could see Sykes there from underneath the rim, the aggression that he just threw the ball back into play. No real meaning behind it to find a player, just more the aggression to get it up court.
Yeah, Sykes is he's battling hard in there at both ends of the floor. And look, as you said, Murph, it gets a little bit helter-skelter, a little bit kamikaze, and when things are not going your way, it can really get under your skin, and that's been evident for Sykes, no doubt about that. I'm just enjoying the way he goes about it. He's, as we've said before during the telecast, he's very, very chilled, very, very laid back. But I'll tell you what, when he makes a move, and he's very smooth with the way that he goes about his business, and he's battling hard. He's got 11 points. Ava's got 11 points as well. Yamuni 8, Whelan 7. They're just trying to be competitive out here. And with 1:52 remaining in this third period, I'm sure they'll be very appreciative of the break, where they can really listen to the coaching staff and try and find out how they can make some inroads in quarter number 4.
Players break from the SSNA timeout. 26 points the Bandits lead. George with it. 1:48 remain. Up for the alley-oop. Lloyd tried to go to Jones. Sykes comes up with it. Dishes across to Ava. And now Yamuni. Whelan. Looking inboard. Goes across. This is Whelan. Steps inside. Back out. Ava for 3. He's open. And can't get it to go. Had a bow peep. Lips out. And this is Deborah George bringing up the right wing. Steps outside. Fast ball into Jones. Now Josh McKay off the glass. Doesn't go. Tipped back by Sykes. Finds across to Shafford, who drives to the rim. Just misses. Enough pressure by George. Here is Jared Molnar. He now drives. Gives to Bailey Lloyd. Deborah George doesn't shoot. Gives to Molnar. Blocked by Sykes well. And they get a stop. Eltham across. Here's Shafford. Across. Big block by Deborah George. But called for goaltending there. And 2 points will count for Eltham.
Yeah, Deborah thought he had that pinned. He's got there a little bit late. Great attempt, though, from Deborah George. Leading by 20-plus points. Trying to stop buckets defensively as he looks to make a move. Molnar swings it. They swing it through the hands. Sykes picks it up. 36 left on the clock as the Wildcats look to push it. Three-pointer in the corner. Got it.
Did. Nice bucket there by David Shafford. Moves he scoring along to 5 for the evening. And 19 seconds remain in the quarter for the SSNA club. The shot clock slightly in front of that, so Wildcats will get it back after Torrin Jones puts in another 2. Bandits up to 75. On pace for the ton tonight. This is Yamuni. Final shot by Whelan goes up and misses. Taken by Jones with a rebound. And the Bandits will go into three-quarter time. 23 points in front. The biggest lead they've had at a break tonight.
Yeah, they lead by 23, Murph, and probably right on schedule with what we saw in the first half. But as we said, the Eltham Wildcats really just trying to remain competitive at this stage. Things got a little bit kamikaze with both squads in that period as we take a look at some of the numbers there. Murph, the field goal percentage, both teams shooting pretty well. 46 for the Bandits, the Wildcats not too bad at 40. The three-point shooting, 36% clip for the Bandits, 26 for the Wildcats. They are 5 of 19. The rebounding, the Bandits lead that by 6, 39-33. Blocks, 5 to the Wildcats, 3 to the Bandits. Assists, 16. Bandits putting it through the hands on offense, 10 for the Wildcats, and the turnovers are getting out of control for the Wildcats. They got 17, and the Bandits have been somewhat careless as well with that kamikaze style. They've got 12. The scoring leaders, Torrin Jones with 23. He's also got 11 rebounds in the assists. Deborah George with 7, and Ava and Sykes on 11 for the Wildcats. The rebounding, who have we got there? We've got, can't say that, that's Magbagor on 6, and Whelan with 4 assists. 23 points down. Wildcats got their work cut out for them. Let's see what they can muster up in the fourth period and if they can hang tough.
A double-double for Torrin Jones tonight, 23 points and 11 rebounds for the SSNA club. Go and check it out. Massive locker room. No better place to watch live sport. Or if you like the Asian restaurant in Zuzi, you can go and check that out, or indeed go and check out social dining as well. It's all to do at the SSNA club in Albury, the premier venue to go and check out for whether it's sporting action, whether it's entertainment. Go and check out the studio on a Saturday night. It is the place to be. If you are in Eltham visiting the border region, make sure it's the SSNA club in Albury. Our broadcast partners tonight, Jay Cole, Steve Murphy, set to get underway in the final stanza here. The Bandits lead by 23. And you'd be a brave man to suggest they won't go on to get the W tonight. It'll be a question by how much as they go to attack. To the left of your screen in this final quarter. George tosses it across to Molnar. Into Jones. Goes back to McKay. Out wide for George. Puts up the three-pointer. And Deborah George was always going to be due for one of those tonight. He moves along to double figures, 10 points.
Yeah, he certainly was. Just a beautiful stroke from Deborah George. He's been looking to get into the paint tonight, but if you leave him out there, he will certainly make you pay, and he did right there. As the Wildcats, they look to go into Sykes. What's he do with it here? He throws it.
Tap by Molnar.
Casually.
Well, Sykes' scoring has dried up since early on in the contest, wasn't he? He started pretty well. He got up to, I think, 9 points at quarter time, but since then only 2 points, so been off the court a bit with an injury.
Yeah, Murph, here he is here. Surely he was fouled, yeah. Yeah, well, just haven't been able to get Sykes in positions where he could be effective, where he can be successful. It's been so, I guess, kamikaze, as we said, for lack of a better term. They're just trying to really just find some openings, and Sykes is getting beat up down there. He's, fighting with McKay down there and Torrin Jones, but let's see how he shoots from the foul line here. He's still working hard.
So the first one does count.
It's good. He makes the first one there, and he did tweak that ankle too, which probably set his momentum and his flow back. But he's a good athlete to watch when he's in good positions on the floor.
Yeah, no question. Averaging 14 coming into tonight. He's up to 13 on the board, so keeping track with that average as Deborah George brings it up the floor, flicks it across to Jared Molnar. Out wide to George. George from deep again. He'll have another crack. He's locking it from long range tonight. Final touch comes off the possession of the Bandits. It'll be a Wildcat ball.
Deborah George looking like he's trying to break some NBL1 three-point records from long range. Hey, why not? He is more than capable of hitting shots from anywhere, that man.
Well, Shafford, he's trying to land a big three. He can't get it to go like he did in the third. George swings it inside Torrin Jones. Couple of points.
Yeah, Torrin Jones gets the ball down there. You might as well start heading back down the other end of the floor.
This is Ava for three. That's no good. Shafford comes up with it, however. Drives inside, puts up the jumper for two. The mid-range, no good. Foul called on Torrin Jones here against Ava. Jones goes to 4 personals for the night. That'll make. So Josh McKay checks out. So too Jared Molnar. And foul trouble for Torrin Jones. With 4 personals. 3 personals for Magbagor and Sykes for the Eltham Wildcats. Shafford throws it in to Ava. Back across to Whelan. Willen steps just outside the paint, puts the shot up. It lips out. Taken away by Jones. Controlling the boards tonight. Bosley to react. Out wide to Lloyd. And now David George. Well, balks at the three. Out to Sukuk. Riak in the corner. The Shack.
Yeah, David George, super patient there. Could have taken the three, but found his man in the corner as Sykes puts on a move. There is that athleticism that we've spoken about tonight. We just haven't seen enough of it. But Sykes still being aggressive. Has the 3 fouls. Tweaked the ankle earlier on in the night, but has stayed positive, and he's rewarded with another trip to the foul line.
So Sykes to bring it up to his season average of 14. He doesn't. 83-54 for the SSNA club. 7:43 remain in the contest. Sykes makes that one count, and he does tie his average of 14 points for this season. David George up the floor enjoying his court time as Kenja Bosley throws one deep. No good. Jones taken away by Bradley. Well done. Bradbury did well. Shaffert drives up. He just lost the ball. Here comes David George. Has to his left. Kenja elects to go himself. No, feeds to Torrin Jones, who lips it in.
Yeah, very unselfish play from David George. He's only got 10 points at the offensive end, but he has been dishing to his teammates. Finding the better option as Sykes gets it down on the low block. He looks to make a move. Kicks it wide. Penetration. Back to Sykes. Bradbury. No good.
No good at all. Under 7 to play in the match. David George, and a little no look. Torrin Jones there. Comes up with it and can't release it. No call. Tapped away. Sykes, and technical on Torrin Jones has been called. And Eltham trying to say they want the basket to count at the other end. It won't. Technical foul on Torrin Jones.
Yeah, referee's not having a bar of it. Really feel wishful thinking from the Wildcats coaching staff. The technical foul was called way back here in the backcourt. It's a long way from back there to their offensive hoop. The foul was called early, the tech foul.
Jones still having plenty to say. He can't, I think Jones is coming off. So that is 5. That does foul him out of the game, Torrin Jones now. So he'll take his seat. And the shot misses by David Shaffert, the number 1. So Torrin Jones will take a seat. He's out of the contest with 6:40 remaining. Shaffert to throw it back in. At least there's a little reprieve for the Wildcats there with that man off tonight. There's Shaffert putting the shot up, taken away by Lloyd. Lloyd back across to David George. Steps inside. George reverse layup is good for 2 points.
Yeah, David George really doing whatever he wants inside there as we go from long range again. No good.
No good.
Bailey Lloyd. Penetration, gets inside, kicks it back out. David George to settle things down. Bailey Lloyd from the corner. That's short. Oh, Kenja Bosley comes flying through to mop things up.
So Torrin Jones' night, by the way, 25 points, 15 rebounds for the evening for that man, and his night is done. Stick a fork in him. He won't return. Ava drives against Lloyd underneath the rim. Nice little pass back across to Sykes, who just a little hook shot goes in. Up to 16 points now for Sykes. This is Bosley. Out wide for George. Not a lot of defense you'd have to say in this game, Kolf. Very much offensive. Now this is McKay. Little mid-range is no good. Bradbury takes it across to Whelan, flicks it further to Shafford, drives to the bucket, and off the glass is good for 2.
Nice finish there from Shaffer.
Now Bosley, Tevin George.
Oh, it's another one. I tell you what, Murph, that one was right in front of our commentary booth there, and that one never looked like missing. Another 3 for Deborah George, takes him to 15 points, and the Bandits' lead is 32 with 5 minutes and 6 seconds left in this contest.
For the SSNA club, we have another timeout. Bandits by 32 points. The question is, how big can they get? Had a huge win by 43 points earlier in the season. Also had a big loss by 63 to Ballarat. 43 would have come through the win against Ringwood a lot earlier in the year. So the Bandits are getting back towards that territory with half a period to play. Big numbers, Kenja Bosley 26, Torrin Jones who's out of action on 25. 15 to Deborah George, and across the board, well, Josh Sykes has led the way with 16, and he's been joined by Justin Ava, who has 11 on the board. Apart from those two, David Shaffett with 8, and also Christine Yamuni with 8 as well. Only 8 players tonight. If you just joined us for Eltham, they've been very under strength. The likes of Grandy Grays, Ben Waldron, Adam Doyle, Jeremy McKay, none of those taking part for the side for one reason or another. And 4 of their top 5 scorers for the season, including the top couple, has certainly limited them offensively tonight. They've toiled hard, but the Bandits, on paper, should get this W and will get this W. George out wide to Lloyd. So Cook Riak steps inside, back to Lloyd. Tapped away Lloyd for 2. And it will be good. It'll eventually find its way inside the hoop. And he's had a bit of luck with that tonight, Bailey Lloyd. Sykes steps around and draws the contact. We'll go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, he's battled hard tonight, Sykes. It's been enjoyable watching him. He's got 16 and he's trying to provide as much as he can.
So the shot come by Sykes, misses. So it'll go back. Sykes misses the second. McKay comes up with it, tips it across. So Cook Riak back to Deborah George. George up the floor, flicks it in. So Cook Riak reverse layup off the glass is good for 2. Now here comes Whelan. Drives to the paint, back to Sykes. Big dunk. Josh Sykes. SSNA player of the night.
Tomahawk jam with the left hand. Deborah George with another 2, but Josh Sykes shows that athleticism that we've been talking about tonight.
Whelan. Ava. Was taken away by Lloyd. Ava back with it. Steps back inside, back wide. Bradbury with a shot. It's good for 2. And here comes Deborah George. Up the floor, steps inside. Nice little move. Finds its way to McKay.
Yeah, Deborah George is virtually unstoppable once he gets in that position there. It's like a magic show once he gets it in there. Sykes, tough move. McKay, back to Deborah George. He is enjoying it tonight.
Century up for the Bandits as well, by the way, 100-64. George, again, improving their offensive record this year, which averages in the low 90s a game. One of the best offensive teams in the competition. Now this is with Ava. Drives to the paint, misses. McKay across to Deborah George. George throws it under the rim to Sukuk. React won't get much easier than that. What an assist by Deborah George.
Yeah, he is loving it right now, Deborah George. He's loving getting his teammates involved. Throwing dimes is a nice move
Whelan.
to the rack there from Sammy Whelan. He's battled hard tonight, Sammy.
It certainly has. No question about that for Whelan. 9 points. Coming averaging just 2 for the season. Now, Sukuk out wide. Bailey Lloyd for 3. Misses. Ava comes up with it. So 36 behind here. Eltham, as Sykes puts it up off the glass and lands it. It's it back to 34. Bandits with 1:57 for the SSNA club left on the clock. Back across. Lloyd. Here goes Bosley. Bosley puts up a little floater. That's no good. Taken by Bradbury. Flicks across to Ava. Back to Whelan. Sykes. Sykes got a bit of contact by Deborah George, and we'll go to the line for a couple. George's second personal of the evening.
Yeah, one-on-one in that situation, Sykes. He's a real handful there, Murph, as you can see.
Thomas Crow's first minutes. He's going to check in.
Sykes standing at about 6'10", 210 centimetres. And with long arms, he's rangy.
So, 20 points for the night for Sykes. 1:38 to go. The final countdown of the evening. What a wonderful game it was in the women's earlier tonight. Eltham coming from behind, trailed for 98% of the game. Trailed at every break. It was close throughout, and Eltham got up in a thriller 82-80 to keep their playoff hopes alive and put a dent in the Bandits, although even though they remain in the 8, they've got a tough run home in the next 3 games over the next couple of weeks. But right here, well, it was close early, 27-25 at quarter time, the Bandits' way, but since then it has been all the Bandits. Crow, a block on him by Magby Gore. It'll be a Bandits ball. 1:24 remaining in the contest. George tosses it. Well, amazingly, Deborah George throws it to himself and then puts in the 2 points. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't, but he's got some tricks. Deborah George. There's another turnover.
Magby Gore loses it.
Maggie Bores, he's had a tough night tonight. Just the 6 points, the 3 fouls. One, 104.69 with about 1 minute left in this one, in this ball game.
Bosley's scoring has dried up. He's up to 26. He was on track for 40 at one point. Well, there you go. On cue lands the 3.
There you go, Murph. Right on cue. He heard ya. Kenja Bosley.
It's the 29, or 28, sorry, 28. He's on, according to that. Well, 2 points has been the count. 2, not 3. So there you go. Had the foot on the line. Well, a turnover here by Eltham, the story of their night. This is Bosley up the floor, in the paint, puts it up for 30. Can't get it to go. Taken away by Yamuni, Christian Yamuni. With 30 seconds left, Wildcats potentially with their last possession of the ball game. Flicks it across to Lee. Lee, under duress by George, goes himself. Flicks it inside. Across, the no-look shot by Yamuni. Bradbury there, comes up with it. Back across, and Magby Gore puts it in for 2. 71 to Eltham, 106 to the Bandits. We count down under 10 seconds to go. Kenja Bosley with the ball, puts up a 3 and misses the shot, but gets fouled. And a technical foul will go against Ava here. The Wildcats bench not too happy with the referee. And there's a little bit of feeling between the two benches here. And the referee asking Eltham to settle down. Kenja Bosley is certainly very vocal as well. I'm not sure exactly what's happened here.
Yeah, I think...
but something has upset Kenja.
I think the coaching staff over there are upset with Kenja Bosley for taking that three-pointer, Murph, and running up the score, basically. That's what it's all about, with the Bandits leading by, what is that, over 30 points. Let's just say that the bench of the Wildcats were not appreciative of Kenja taking another three-pointer. And something's been said, hence the technical foul.
Yeah, Ava certainly jumped up. He had plenty to say about the foul. Now, both benches are having plenty to say to each other as well. So this has ended with plenty of ill feeling. He'll go to the line here, Kenja Bosley, and have three throws. It's a bit of ill feeling to end the game. It's been played in a pretty good spirit other than that. But it's sort of a strange end given the scoreline to this one. Bosley gets both of those. He brings up 30 for the evening. So Kukuriak over there still chatting it over across with Josh Sykes, and Kenja makes it count. Now, Deborah George steps up to the line. So now Bosley going over and having a chat to the coaching staff. So what's happened here, Colfer? We had a couple of technicals.
Yeah, it looks that way.
A couple of technicals and a couple of junk time points. So Kenja made his count, and now Bosley having a shot. I think the referees are telling Kenja just to leave it alone. The Bandits will get the ball. 5 seconds or 4.6 left on the clock for the SSNA club. Quite an interesting finish to this one. Not the way you would have thought it panned out. The Bandits will win it. Kenja counts down the clock. 110-71. The Bandits keep their season alive. 39-point victors tonight here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. Jay Cole, what about that?
Yeah, plenty of controversy at the end as both coaching staffs coming together now, having a little chat, but I don't think they were appreciative of Kenja Bosley taking that three-pointer at the end, running up the score. They're trying to figure it out right now. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The Bandits run out comfortable winners as we take a look at some of the numbers there, Murph. 110-71, the field goal percentage. The Bandits with a 48% clip, very impressive. 40% for the Wildcats. The three-point shooting, Bandits 37%, 11 from 30, 24 for the Wildcats, disappointing there. The rebounding was very even, 52-44 in favour of the Bandits. Blocks 7 for the Wildcats, 3 for the Bandits, and assists 22 for the Bandits and 14 for the Wildcats. We take a look at the turnovers, 21 turnovers for the Wildcats. That thing's got out of control for them, and 12 for the Bandits. The scoring leaders, that man Kenja Bosley with 31. Sykes, Mr. Relaxed himself, he had 21 for the Wildcats. The rebound leaders, Torrin Jones, a junkyard dog, with 15. Bradbury with 9. And the assist leaders, Deborah George dished out 13. It was a dime party tonight. He was assisting everywhere, his teammates. And that man Whelan, who battled hard in the backcourt for the Wildcats, he had 5. Overall, a comfortable win for the Bandits. They keep their season alive, and Eltham came in here depleted. They battled hard, but they were never in the contest, and it's been entertaining nonetheless.
Colf, man, we'll do it all again next week. Great work by you.
We will. See you guys next week.
And remember, for the SSNA Club, you are visiting a broadcast brought to you by the SSNA Club in Albury. Go and check them out. Massive locker room, plenty to see and do. Entertainment galore right there at the SSNA. But it was Eltham that won the women's game 82-80 in an absolute classic. But then in the men's, just far too good. The Bandits 110 to an understrength Eltham 71. Until next time, thanks for joining us on NBL1 Action.